Hello YouTube, welcome to my Maxwell's World 4-year special. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to all my subscribers. Last time I checked here this morning, I had 347 of them, which is not a great number considering, how many other people have quite a few subscribers on the old YouTube. But for me, I'm grateful, I'm thankful for even, having just a handful of subscribers. Because you guys are the reason why I make these videos. You guys are the ones that, give me feedback, both positive and negative. And I've took that feedback that you guys have given me and, of course, put it toward the videos. By buying a better camera, by buying a better lighting, by improving here and improving. It's kind of funny when you have a look back on some of your earlier videos, you see yourself filming with, the Sony cameras, the old I think they were like DSC 2100s. They weren't even HD cameras, they were like potato cams, if you will. And, you compare now to your Panasonics you have now, and even the Panasonics aren't like top of the line cameras, but they still give you a far better and superior quality to your videos over the old Sonys did. And that was one of the things that I improved on from the viewers' comments, right? Well, I have prepared a little video here, kind of a look back over the last year on the YouTube. Kind of some of the highlights or some of the videos that we have shared, some of the moments we've gone through, as well as some of the triumphs and troubles that we've been through as well. So I'll roll this video. One thing I say is when the temperature gets down this cold, it sure puts your vehicle, regardless of how new it is, how old it is, what it is, to the test. So of course, get in here, push the old clutch in, and see if we got battery power. She fires up, we're good. Shut off the heater because it just drains the battery more, and see if we have contact. And there we go, guys. She pretty much fires that up like a champ. She sure starts better, of course, now we got that big battery in her. So we'll turn the old heater on, let her warm up, and then we'll be golden. Well, we have ourselves in front of us our 2009 GMC Canyon. Well, for those of you that have been watching my video for a while, whatever it was, like 3 years or so ago, we made a run to the city and, picked up a topper or canopy or whatever you want to call her for. Basically, I got a really, really good deal on it. And like I said, it's been almost 3 years or so. I've got use out of it. Of course, I had to change the locks on it, and I had to put a new, gasket at the back here. And the third brake light was all busted, so I changed it out. And like a lot of them, the gas shocks, those thingies there were gone when I got it. So I changed them, and well, this last winter or so, they went again. So they need to be changed again to move on with, the plans for this truck for the future. I guess the time has come that I have to part ways with this topper. Well guys, here we go. We have ourselves a double unboxing video. Well, the first tool up, of course, is this great big long blue one here. It's a Park Tool brand tool. They call it a pedal wrench. Model is PW-4. Pretty much it is used for what it sounds like, for removing pedals off of bicycles. So of course, cut into it here, remove the plastic from it. Of course, exposed here is two 15 mil jaws. They are a Park tool, of course again, model number PW4. Now for those of you that are wondering what it's for, well, if you see here on this demonstration pedal here, you have these two flat areas. Now normally, I've done this in the past for years, you take yourself a 15 mil flat wrench and just put it on it and bust it loose. Now there are some cases where the pedal's tight and a 15 mil wrench won't work or shouldn't be used. And plus, over time, the wrench will get mushroomed out from excessive force because it's not the right tool for the job. So this one here slides right on over top, gives you a nice leverage to twist the pedal off. Got a bit of a question for the YouTube viewers. Well, in front of me here I have a, well, it's not an antique. It's not really a classic per se. It is old mountain bike. The brand of mountain bike is Rocky Mountain. The model is Fat City Flyer. Now of course, digging online, I found roughly the age of this bicycle. It was manufactured in about the mid 80s, which I tend to believe, given the components that are on it, you know, the brakes that are on it, the rims that are on it, you know, even the handlebars that are on it are what I used to see in the 1980 era bicycles. A few days ago we ended up checking the mail, and inside the mail we found this kind of brown envelope. When I got around to it, I opened her up to have ourselves a look, and this is what I find. So pretty much I slid her on out of the envelope. You see it's some kind of letter of some kind. I go to fold her on up, and inside you find ourselves gift cards. Looks like there's gift cards for the Princess Auto, gift cards for the Home Depots, and gift cards for the Walmarts, which is pretty sweet. Well, you'll know that it has kind of plain Jane steel wheels on it, and well, for those of you that are familiar with steel wheels, they're just you know, not very well nice to look at, right? So I've been in the market for a set of wheels for the truck here pretty much since I got it. I've been searching around, digging around, and well, came across me a set here the other day. Just gonna take them on down to the tire shop and have them spun, and then pretty much we'll get ourselves a set of tires for her and then slap her onto the truck. Well, pretty much we have ourselves here a set of wheels. These are 18-inch rims. The tires themselves are nothing to, well, brag about. If anything, they're bald. They need to be changed out. There is some pitting here from, you know, the brake corrosion, but that can be easily dealt with. I'm not sure what direction to head with these rims, because, well, I'd like to actually have them sandblasted and either powder coated or painted to get rid of the chrome look, if you will. For those of you that watched my 3-part video, you'll know the can of worms that got opened up when I was working on her, and you'll know the state she's in. But for those of you that didn't watch the video, here's kind of a sneak peek at her. Nobody's been in here since I parked it in probably would have been early June. This is the first look for me too that the goings on as well. Here we are, have ourselves a little bit of a video. You may recognize this room from the bedroom reno project of well, fall of 2011 and winter of 2012. Well, this has been, well, a couple of years since this room has been, you know, a project has been touched. There has been, you know, use in this room, people in this room for the last little bit. And of course, as you see, it's now vacant. Other than a couple of my stuff in here from filming a few videos, this room hasn't been used in a little bit. Well, of course, as the leaves start to fall off the trees, the air temperature changes. You're reminded that, well, winter's on its way. So of course you go and thin out the old bicycle hoard that you've accumulated over the summer. You know, buying them, picking them up and stuff, and fixing them up and selling them. You end up with some that are left over that you passed up on the fixing up the first time around, and you've you know, kind of marked them as parts, you know, the second time around and stuff like that. So of course the third time around you're going to take a closer look at them, assess them, decide if you should strip them on out and you know, use them as parts, you know, scrap the rest, or if they're good enough for a fourth round look and maybe possibly, you know, fix them on up. So of course, you know, we have a couple of bicycle frames here. This one here I bought for parts. It had a nice set of wheels on it. I've kept this frame for probably 3 years after I got rid of the wheels, and thinking, you know, I'd find another parts bike to use for parts, but really never have. So, you know, I guess, you know, on the way out it goes. These two here I picked up this summer, and then, you know, they're pretty rough as it is, but they have both good back wheels, which is kind of rare to find. So probably all I'm really going to do to these is pull off the back rims, because the rest of the bike is pretty rough and well used. So over the last few days I've been back in the old garage doing a little bit of digging around, a little bit of sorting, a little bit of straightening, to of course get you know, enough room back in here to work. A few things happened last summer that kind of put a wrench into the old plans here. You know, you guys pretty much know what it is by now. So, of course, that's all been overcome, or partly overcome by now, and things are coming back to where they need to be. So, of course, it's time to continue on with the old project to finish off the tool room here, make it into a functional workspace. And then, of course, in the meantime, I'm going to get rid of and sort out a lot of this stuff here. Some of this is tools, goodies, you know, a cart full of chemicals, as well as, you know, miscellaneous other treasures. I got a couple of garbage picked stereos here that both of them work. So I do not need both, I only need one, so I'll probably pick the best one, and well, of course the other one will have to go. Well, in front of us here we have ourselves our nice lovely Canon Pixma MX420 printer. And here, just a little while ago, while printing out a little bit of documents, my black ink has now officially run out. It has one for the color and one for the black and white. It's a little bit cheaper that way and a little bit easier to change, so it just works a little better. So basically, guys, what we'll do is we'll open the lid as well as the scanner surface, basically like that. The blue kickstand drops down and you see the ink shuttle basically center itself, which allows you to get at where you need to be. Now, of course, the item that you guys are all waiting for is the camera itself. Now, of course, one thing I'll say right out of the bat, it is a larger camera than the 520 HS. It is thicker, it is heavier feeling than the 520 HS. I had a choice between, I think it was red, black, and this turquoisey green color. It's not blue, it's more of a green, and I chose, of course, the green color. So we'll just take a tour around the camera itself. Of course, you have your lens business end here. You have the little red eye detector here. Right up here on the top, you have yourself the flash, which pops up when needed. You have your microphones up here. You have your picture button to take your photo. You have your lever here to send between settings, your on and off button. Okay. So basically we got 2 bolts here to undo, and that should pop right out. Okay, so after you've undone 2 7mm bolts with your nut driver, socket set, or whatever's, you got these little tabs on the top and bottom. You got to squeeze them tabs together, and which releases a whole entire unit. So of course, then the unit kind of pulls out. There's not a lot of room on here up top to get your hand in there to check for a loose connection. So of course we're going to deinstall the stereo to get at her. We'll give her a little bit of throttle, and then we'll give a couple of tugs on the old recoil, and we'll see if she'll start for another season. So that was a semi-good sign. Flip her to half choke. Well guys, here we are, have ourselves a little bit of a video. If this video turns out, it'll be a hint/tip, kind of a help video. If it doesn't turn out, then it'll be a cry for help video. Well, in front of us here we have ourselves a Kenwood deck, model number KDC BT945U. Well, for those of us who are familiar with Tim Hortons, we will know that Tim Hortons Roll-Up is now back for another season. The Tim Hortons Roll-Up the Rim to Win contest started on Monday, February 17th of our 2014. Well, this year, of course, they have the various prizes similar to the other years, like... a few weeks back we had ourselves the first snowfall of 2013, which basically dumped a bunch of snow around. Now, as you see here, the 2009 GMC Canyon hasn't moved out of the yard since then. And, well, you see here the factory tires are getting fairly experienced. They're probably got a season or 2 left in them, but they're not much of winter tires to begin with. So, of course, I chose to drive the old Silverado over the Canyon until I can get the winter tires changed over. Well, today's the day that the tires are going to be changed over. the second tool up here, guys, in our double unboxing video is another Park tool. This one here is a cassette lock ring tool. Model number on it is FR-5. And it works on Shimano, SRAM, Sunrace, and Suntour cassettes. Now, of course, for those of you that don't know what a cassette is, on your back wheel of your bicycle, there's this, what some people call gear thingy. Well, basically, this is your cassette. Now, there are times where this is worn out, that you have to replace it. And there are times where the rim is bent and you have to take this off to replace the rim, or you got a busted spoke and you have to take this off to relace in a new spoke. So, what I did is I went out and I went and found me a set of factory Chevy wheels. Just like the ones that I wanted. As you see here, there's 4. They got the center caps and everything. They're straight, they're not bent, they're actually in reasonable condition. This one here is probably the worst one of them all, with a few scratches in it. And well, considering my truck is already 10 years old, and these rims are about equal in age to the truck itself, give or take, comes the next question: should I have these painted and then put on the truck? Or should I powder coat them and put them on the truck, or just run them the way they are? That's why, you know, part of me, even though I have the Silverado now, you know, the Silverado's rated for like 5,000 pounds. Part of me doesn't want to get rid of this little trailer because, well, you know, it's paid for one, and the unit I replace it with is going to be like quite pricey. And two, well, something you've built with your own hands kind of gives you a bit of, you know, to know you've actually done it, right? Well, guys, there you go. As you see here, well, it's missing something. Well, just got back from, well, basically meeting the guy. And, well, he looked at the old topper, and of course, you know how people are, right? They have a certain expectation of an item that they're buying, right? And they want it to be in the best possible condition for the cheapest, well, possible price, right? So throw on the old tripod here, guys, and we'll remove this shelf number 1. Okay, guys, so this is what happens with those anchors when you remove them the wrong way. Anchor number 1, which is this guy here, was already half pulled out of the wall. Now, anchor number 2 was already stress cracked from when anchor number 1 pulled out of the wall. So, with anchor number 2, with anchor number 1 already being out of the wall, there wasn't much chance for anchor number 2 to do any good. Okay, guys, so there we go. As you see here, the stitching held. It didn't break, it didn't pull out yet. Of course, that was tested on 3 very, very hard, very, very compact snowbanks. Most of the time when I'm shoveling snow, I like to break up the bank before I jam the shovel into it, just to make it easier on the equipment. Okay, guys, there you go. She just started reading the iPod here. Now, of course, she is playing. However, of course, due to YouTube's copyright thing, I cannot even give you a 30-second or so clip of this song because, well, obviously, you know, I would get dinged. So you can tell by the screen, tell by the display that it is working, it is playing. So I guess you could say the reset did work. Saved having to change out this deck. I guess it'll get by for another few more months. Well, it's funny how things, change, right? I know myself, being on the old YouTube here, I've changed myself. I'm no longer the person I was when I first started YouTube. I've become more outgoing than I was when I first started YouTube. I used to keep to myself and kind of just do my thing. I noticed now I kind of do things differently than I did before. It's funny how things come and go in your life. Some things you keep and close to you and you keep forever, and other things they just kind of come and go and fade away, right? They basically just become a memory, if you will. Well, thanks again to all my subscribers for joining me on this look back. And I look forward to seeing you again on, this time next year on the same special. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.